Bobby Dirkens here. Last night was the national championship down in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was between the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, my team got beat out last week. They got beat out by Alabama because apparently only the defense showed up and the offense was stowed away somewhere in an airport, in a hangar. I don't know. That's beside the point and spilt milk. Tell you right now, them dogs, they were barking. And the Tide, they were rolling, or whatever they do. And they were going back and forth. We had old people left and right, legends back and forth. I think they even dug up the bones of Vince Dooley. Heck, I don't know if he's dead or not. It is rumored that the ghost of Bear Bryant was seen at the game last night. And it was a really special moment. Tons of houndstooth. We had a bunch of country singers who all sound and look alike. They were out screaming "Go Dogs" because we know all country music comes out of Georgia. And just a great moment. And then the game kicked off. I'm going to tell you right now, boy, they were fighting. They're slapping around each other like some of these drunk rednecks slapping around their trailer trash wives. I mean, black and blue. They were swinging pans at each other. And Georgia emerged. And they take the lead. They take the lead 13-0 at half. I was scratching my eyeballs because I couldn't believe it. Vegas said that Alabama was going to win the game by 4 points. And I thought the game was going to be close anyway. I'm just telling you, the styles, a lot of them's alike. I mean, they're like looking at twins, but one kind of has a weird mold somewhere. I won't say which one. But I'm just telling you, they were out there. They were killing it. They were looking good. And then it was just like, I was shocked at halftime when they go and they start the game. They start the game and they come out there, and is it the 25-2 starter that walks back out on the field? No. Saban, I was as shocked as the last time I saw my cousin shake his baby when he got to crying. And the baby, I'm telling you, his eyes just waddled around like you wouldn't believe. That's really nothing to laugh about. But anyway, Saban brings this guy out that nobody can pronounce his name. Tua Blockley. I don't know what his name is. All I know is that boy can pass. And he can run. The most confusing thing in the world, last time I was this confused, is when I made out with a girl, realized she was my cousin, but still realized that I enjoyed kissing her. And went back for a second kiss. Anyway, very confused when he snapped the ball and turned back to throw the ball with his left hand. Everybody's like, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. Everybody's right-handed. Opened up a can. Goes into overtime. Georgia sends their accountant who kicks for them. He also looks, I bet he's a great snorkeler. Goes out there, he's got his big old snorkels on. He kicks the ball. And none of y'all send, I don't know anything about him, but none of y'all send me some sad story about, you know what happened to his eyes, don't you? As a child, he was kicked by a mule and dropped down a 100-foot well. It's a miracle that he can see that. Don't give me none of that. I don't know what happened. I'm just talking, okay? He hits field goals, 23-20. Then Alabama comes out there. Saban gets Toogly to run around. He gets sacked for a bunch of yardage loss. And lo and behold, Alabama ends up throwing a touchdown pass to a guy who was committed to Georgia, who ended up decommitting and committing to Alabama. There's too many committings and decommitments. But they end up winning the game. Look, what won the game last night? Whether you love him or wished he was dead, Nick Saban. And I know some of my Clemson brethren, some of you are going to be sitting there going, I can't believe you're going crazy over Saban. I ain't going crazy over Saban. Let's use an example that's very close to my heart and very bitter at the same time. When my Tigers last week lost to Alabama, I was taught as a child, there's only one rule to fighting. There are no rules. And the thing about that is if you realize midway through the fight that you're planning to fight and win the fight, you're about to lose, you change it. Especially if you feel it getting away from you, then you start doing anything. Why? Because you don't want to lose. Well, did Clemson do that last week? No, they looked at each other and said, these plays have worked all year. No, homework later, and they lost. And they watched the game from the comfort of Clemson, South Carolina, rather than being an hour and 45 minutes down the road in Atlanta playing Georgia. Saban went back there, benched a 25-2 starter, got Tugla to come out there and play quarterback for him. And Hawaii was represented last night. We always knew it was an exotic place, but didn't know that they had just huge, great football players coming out of there. Forgive me, I got a little cultured. But that's what changed the game. Georgia played great, but he changed the game plan. Well, I could sit here and ramble on. I could give great advice like, I don't know, when I was going to Vegas and my Papa told me, he said, just remember something while you're out there, boy. I was like, what, Papa? And with his false teeth wiggling in his mouth, he said, keep Jesus in your heart and Peter in your pants. You'll be fine. I could just keep talking on, but I'm not. It is what it is. The season's over. Bama gets another national championship. And if there's anybody who wants to stop it, you're going to have to show up and do it. You got to stop getting on these boards, getting mad and typing all this stuff about Bama. Listen, as I said, they beat my team, and it makes me pissed off. But my team had their shot to beat them, and they chose not, well, at least on the offensive side, not to make any adjustments to even try. And last but not least, there's a lot of you out here who are SECers. Now, I know I've heard all these arguments about the conference. Well, at least our conference looked good. Our conference looks good. Look at the national championship, 2 SEC schools in there. Well, at least when we get our heads tore off, we get it tore off by the best. It's like a woman getting slapped around, and she goes, well, you should see the arms on my drunk husband. They're big. Kentucky, you did nothing this year. Vanderbilt, you did nothing this year. South Carolina, you won the Outback Bowl. Great, you got a blooming onion. Auburn, you lost to UCF, and they're celebrating the national championship. Texas A&M, you don't even have your coach anymore. Having to go through this. LSU, you lost to Notre Dame. I could just keep going. Florida, you just hired a new coach. Tennessee, you just hired a new coach, and he helped your arch rival win the national championship last night. So before everybody gets on here going SEC, just go pull for your own team and hope they'll do something good for themselves, because last night you did not win a national championship. Alabama won another national championship. You won nothing. Your trophy case, 0. Their trophy case, overflowing. It's Bobby Dirkens going, it's real talk. Bobby Dirkens.